As far as first introductions are concerned, I just had a wonderful time with Kamelot. I'm sure many of you did too if you were coming from the same angle that I did. And I know many of you are not. I know many of you are familiarized listeners and you've been recommending the name to me for a number of months. I've had it in mind, given the new album unveiling and the Melissa Bonney connection. Many of you know how much I love her as an artist. She's an incredibly talented singer, Swedish if you're not familiar. She's so talented. I cannot wait to hear her new Babylon. That's coming on the New Awakening when we get to that. But I did rewind a bit to get a good perspective, in part because, as I will say to the regard of the Awakening, it's a little light on visualizers. I do like to incorporate that in terms of the content I produce because it kind of fits in maybe the image of what I've produced for a number of years on this channel in regards to a broad arts focus on the cinematic line. But I figured we'd start we go back a bit. Right, to give a good range of coverage. And at the time that I selected tracks, the Awakening had not been entirely fleshed out. It was still in the pre-order stage in development. I'm glad I considered now, because the album's out, do I want to just, because I bought everything, I buy all the music I can sold in this regard in advance to support the artist. So for me, I had these tracks available, but I'm like, because the Awakening's out and I'm going to be covering an extensive amount of work there, you'll see how much, when we get to that. But, I figured, do I just want to kind of listen to these for myself or do I want to cover them? I'm so glad I didn't go with the original decision. Phantom Divine, Shadow Empire, was a wonderful first introduction. Not just to Kamelot as well, but to Lauren Hartsregard, who I've never humored before as an Australian singer. And the scream flare, I loved it. Especially on vocal integration on part of her and, I believe, if I'm right on this in terms of the frontman attribution, Thomas Youngblood. Exquisite, but the power metal blended with a much more symphonic drive in the foundation and energy, I loved it. Such dimension to the piece, just took my breath away, really, and how good it is. It just, in the video, I tried to sum it up best. You let the experience just move you in captivation, and for me, it's just like, okay, just sit back and relax and just fall in the mood of the number. It's so good. I love that music when it just takes your captivation. And that I can say in regards to European adjacent, because I know they're technically American, but at least they have the Napalm Records connection. Man, they got such a good library. And Kamelot, wow, they're exquisite. I say this all the time with European, either directly or affiliated groups. They're just wonderful to entertain. And I don't mind in any way that my music tastes are not to the respect of many of you. We have a connection, right? But in my personal life, no. I don't have any point of adjacency in regards to the European metal flair. And as far as I'm concerned, my friends are the ones who are disadvantaged on that. I'm getting a fun ride, right? And maybe they can choose one day to entertain it with me or miss out. Maybe not even entertain it with me, just embark on their own. Because by comparison, okay, to be fair, I cover a wide range of geographies, and we got plenty of talent abroad. I don't want to overshadow good American artists or maybe artists in other countries, but the European scene just takes my breath away on how exquisite it is. Anything attributed to that, at least in some connection. And Kamelot certainly qualifies. As an American group, they're exquisite too. They're kind of a good hybrid then, I guess, for both countries in respect. Anywho, I had a great time at Phantom Divine. Let's deepen my understanding, and perhaps yours if you're a fresh listener to their work as well, and I hope there is a good range of perspective in who's approaching this song, right, in terms of our considerations, that maybe perhaps I'm planting seeds for you to foster an interest in talents that I'm finding quite appealing, and we're taking a simultaneous journey in that respect. Of course, for you longtime Kamelot fans, I certainly welcome you. And I am providing fulfillment on that promise I made of Kamelot. We get to them. I'm finally doing it. After how long? I know it should have been much earlier. So, AMNESIAC is the next track I've considered on part of the Shadow Fury album. I've covered a selection here, and then we'll be getting to the Awakening later. I can't wait to entertain that. I'm going to go ahead and cue up the video that came alongside the piece. And if you're not familiar with the way I format coverage here, I do try and accommodate listener taste to the best extent I can. So, if you'd like to read along with the narrative of the piece, as provided to you in most of my content, the lyrics are available in the video feed. You'll see them pop up with the song as it commences. In just 1 second, let me get the lyrics pulled up for myself so I can read along with this. Right about, hang on. Where is AMNESIAC, in fact? Let me get that rolling. All right, here we go. Let's entertain it together. Okay. And there was a tease at the end of the last video that said that the conceptual vision was going to be building. So where is this going? To be continued. That key. I'm right in the mood for it.
Say my name, no beautifying filters. I'm craving that all this pain. These perfect
The electronic integration on that, given its subtlety slash prominence, perfect integration, fabulous flow. Man, just a fun ride of them. But the development on the key choice and the melody, it's just great with the electronic flair. It's power metal with so many other layers. And I love videos of a futuristic dystopian flair, so the sci-fi direction are part of the cinematic complement. It's fun. It really returned to that detour key choice, which is so fitting to the song. For those of you who had the pleasure of watching this live, it must be such a fun performance to just sit back and entertain right in front of you. It's a tune with such dimension. I can imagine it's just, you're floored every time you hear it. That electronic flair, man, it's just, oh, every time I hear it. What a strong finish on that. Wow. You know, I knew I'd probably like Kamelot, but I'm having a great time. The atmosphere to the music that I consult, I just said it in the last video too, I cannot say it enough. I love the fact that I am in a bit of in personal relationships, a state of isolation on my music tastes. Because I don't have much agreement on metal, right? I ventured into this realm more so on my own. Through the compliments of many of you and the feedback, right? And the passion many of you expressed in regards to the number of talents you've recommended and sent my way. I love humoring exquisite artists, and Kamelot 100% applies in that regard. Man, the dimension. Everything here clicks. Less symphonic on this one, maybe by comparison to the past number. This is much more like mainstream rock with the power metal flair, coupled with so many exquisite layers. The vocal prowess on part of Thomas Youngblood. I think it's Thomas, right? Feel free to clarify down below if I'm wrong on that. I think he's the frontman. I'll try and correct that by the next one video from now. But coupling to the power metal dimension, the electronics, the synths, so much fun. And the characterization of those effects just works so well for the character of a song. It's so natural in execution. The variety in the song structuring, the key choices, the wavering, and a cinematic production to boot. Just the atmosphere that you experience sitting back and just taking it in, right? It's just enthralling. This is why I love anything adjacent to, not just the metal scene, broadly speaking, anything of a symphonic flair, or it seems now power metal flair with plenty of individuality. I just love entertaining it. But the European affiliated metal scene, or most so to credit, I guess, of Napalm Records, I'm enjoying so much from them. What they have to offer for me, it's so fulfilling to the creative ambitions. Again, on this channel, I know my own experiences. I want to highlight good art. And music for me, by comparison, I'm certainly guilty of the past of saying that of artistic ventures, I feel that there's perhaps a de-evolution or a lacking, right? A feeling of unfulfillment. Where, I've certainly made criticisms known, but never with music. Every track I've spotlighted on this channel from every artist I've loved for different reasons. And Kamelot is a top-tier favorite. I figured they would be. You have that instinct, right? With certain groups, you're like, okay, I consider you, and I think you're going to be a favorite. They are. I can't wait to keep humoring them. I'll tell you a little, outside the channel type stuff. I gotta go mow a lawn tomorrow for a neighbor, and it's like 8 hours of... Look, she's nice. It's a nice house, but it's just so much, so much grass. So I've got about 8 hours to entertain exquisite European listens, like Kamelot. It's why I'm fast-tracking a lot of coverage tonight. Like, I'm building out what I can listen to tomorrow in terms of music I want to catch up with. And, oh, man, I'm like, perfect opportunity. You're going to be there for 8 hours, mowing a frickin' lawn, just humor Kamelot. Right? Finally. And I'm so excited to. I mean, this and last night I finished covering as well, to mention another group maybe on the symphonic line. Oh, I can't wait to do so for Zandria as well. She's going to be fun. Anything to take my mind away from walking up all those hills. I won't burden, this video of my sorrows, but I'm just telling you, like, I'm in a mood for Kamelot right now for different individual circumstances for sure. It's an aid for mowing a lawn, I know. But you want your life to be fulfilling and to have nice distractions of pleasant arts, expressions. And Kamelot, I can't wait to humor more of their work, especially with all of you. Not only to satisfy you longtime Kamelot fans who've recommended their name to me, but perhaps to trigger, again, developing roots. For those of you who are prospective first-time listeners, I would imagine you probably love that piece as much as I did. I'd love to hear about it down below, as well as your angle of approach to Kamelot. I can't wait to hear more. I'm so glad I rewound back to let me get the name of the album right here. The Shadow Fury. I'm so glad I did. Humoring these pieces, it would not be the same if I were just listening to these on my own. And I would have probably anyway. But this is why I love music. I love the fellowship experience we can have. And to share that with Kamelot. And to broaden it out. In fact, the next video will be the conclusion of that album before we make our way into The Awakening. I can't wait. That will be... Oh, it's a Lauren Hart appearance again, like Phantom Divine Shadow Empire with Mindfall Remedy. That's next. I can't wait. Oh, man, that... AMNESIAC? Beautiful tune. Easy repeat listen. I can't wait to humor it again. A part of its individual character, its variety, the scope, the vocal tonality, electronic integration, the synth use, everything about that piece just clicks. I love it. It's strong contribution on that album. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.